Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Jonathan. This is Austin. We're Fandom Fix, and today we're going to be talking about our top Switch games. The Switch has been out for close to 8 years now, and there's been no shortage of great games on the system. So today we're just going to be running through our top 5 games on the Switch. Games we put many hours into, and we want to share with you what our top 5 list is. So I'll kick us off, Austin. Number 5 is going to be Mario Golf Super Rush for me. I know you guys weren't expecting a Mario sports game in the list, but this game is just a lot of fun. The story mode's fun. You use your Mii, you get to build him up, custom build his stats. There's a lot of fun courses to play, and then the multiplayer is just a blast. There's one specific mode where you play in an arena with 9 holes. First to get 3 holes wins. You know, you play against 3 other players.
So fun.
And that's an amazing, chaotic, really enjoyable mode. And they just put a lot of good stuff in the game. There's some alternate outfits for some of the characters. There's some additional statistics that you can mess with a little bit. It's just a really well-made sports game. Golf can be both intense and relaxing. So it comes in at number 5 for me.
Yeah, that's a great game because, I mean, you and I played that a handful of times, and that big arena battle mode is probably one of the coolest things that a sports Mario game has done. So yeah, kudos to that. I think it's a contender up there. It's definitely better than like Strikers and some of the other ones that came out. So, well, my top 5 is probably going to get me into trouble because there was a lot of controversy around this Pokemon game. But I got to say, my 5th one in the top is Pokemon Scarlet. And I don't know. There's a bunch of haters out there. And so if you're one of those haters, then, suck it, because Pokemon Scarlet is a solid game. I had a lot of fun playing that game. The open world style is honestly really well done, in my opinion. The different factions that you're going up against, all the people, different people you meet. I think there's a good variety of Pokemon out there to collect. It was a lot of fun just trying to get every single one. It just added a different flavor to it than what we're used to with Pokemon after all these years. One of the biggest complaints about this game was the graphics, and just complaining about how it looked, flat, or it looked too glitchy, or, it didn't look polished enough because it's a mainline, Pokemon game on a new system. But I'm like, why does Pokemon have to be this like grand 3D graphical game? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be. It's not going to be God of War. It's not going to be Elden Ring. It's Pokemon. It's supposed to look animated. It's supposed to look, whatever. And you're playing for the gameplay. You're playing for the story. You're playing for the replayability. You're playing for the nostalgia. You're not playing for the graphics in Pokemon. So whoever out there that's the reason that you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. But Scarlet's a fun game. I mean, honestly, I could still pick up the game today and still play it because I didn't do everything in the game, and just the different battle modes. I know, Jonathan, you still play through those things every once in a while as well. To me, as someone who grew up with Pokemon and didn't play for a long time and picked it back up with Scarlet, I had a great time.
Yeah, fun game, pretty innovative. 3 different storylines to go through. They did some good stuff. I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah.
Well, staying on the Pokemon, my number 4 is going to be Pokemon Legends Arceus. And this one had a little bit less controversy. It was actually pretty well loved, and rightfully so. I think this game did a lot of cool things to Pokemon. It's completely new, like spin-off, I guess you would call it, game to Pokemon. And it really just added some really cool features. This was kind of set in the ancient Sinnoh region. They called it Hisui. And there was just some really cool like features to building Pokeballs, to catching different forms of some of the Pokemon, battling Pokemon, like actually Pokemon attacking you, which is totally different. And so it was just like, it was a really fun game, a lot of fun Pokemon to catch, really cool mechanics, a lot of fun tasks to do. So it comes in at number 4 for me.
Yeah, that's good. Arceus was one of those things that kind of expanded upon what Scarlet was doing with the open world. And I think that, did well for it. People are used to these open world Pokemon games at this point. And I think it's kind of the way of the future. So I'm hoping like Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be probably pretty similar to that, right?
Hopefully.
So, yeah. So my number 4 is going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, a lot of people out there are probably thinking that's crazy too, just because it wasn't an original Switch game. It's something that was ported from the Wii. But at the end of the day, Mario Kart 8 has stood the test of time. Nintendo did a really good job of continuing to bring content out for this game and not just be another remake and another rehash, another port. I mean, we got another pretty much full game of maps for this game with the DLC and the booster packs. And I mean, you can buy it right now for $20. I didn't even buy it when the season pass was going on. I bought it after the fact, $20, a whole nother game worth of gameplay and maps and, new characters and all that stuff. And I think that's kind of something that Nintendo needs to look at, that model, and do that moving forward. If they're going to port old games, they need to be adding to those things. They need to be giving fans content for years to come with their games instead of being something where, oh, I played 25 hours and then I'm done. So for that reason, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe makes it in the top 5 for me because I'm still playing that game today. You and I play it all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Roman play all the time. I think it's just it's a fun game. I mean, who doesn't love Mario Kart? So I'm really hoping that with the next Mario Kart iteration that we got to tease with the Switch 2 launch, really hoping it does something very similar.
Yeah, they crushed it with that one, and sales wise, that one's knocking it out of the park ever since
Yeah.
it came out on Switch. So now my number 3 actually is the reason why I got a Switch. It's a game I've been playing since I was a little kid, and now this latest version was pushed me over the edge to buy the Switch, and that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And this game, it's a Smash Bros. Game. They did a lot. They upped the ante with the character roster. They added in every single character that's ever been in the Smash Bros. Game, added some more. They had 2 separate waves of DLC. The game's just really well done. I mean, there's no denying that, like, there's fun story mode. There's replayability with your friends, obviously. It's endless fun when you have buddies over. And yeah, really well done. I think this is maybe my second most played game on Switch. Lots of hours. Really, really fun. That's number 3 for me.
Well, I've learned my lesson to play Super Smash Bros. With you because I can't win. So never again is that happening. But heck of a game. I mean, I remember playing the N64 original Super Smash with you back in the day quite a bit. So, you got to love Super Smash. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next iteration is and which characters we get. But
yeah,
well, in the top third one for me, you guessed it, is Luigi's Mansion 3. We got to love Luigi getting his own outing. When the GameCube came out, the very first game that came out on GameCube, the launch game was the original Luigi's Mansion. And to this day, Luigi's Mansion, the OG, is one of my favorite games of all time. Not just Nintendo, but favorite games of all time. 3 honestly brought back what made the first one so good, in my opinion. Just with the expansive, building that you're in. The first one was, an actual mansion. The third one was a hotel that was haunted. Mm-hmm. But to me, it provided that same gravitas, same exploration that the first one did. The only thing that was missing from Luigi's Mansion 3 is that the OG one, the best thing about it is that each ghost was kind of like personalized, like actual dead people that lived in that house, and you kind of got backstories for each one. I feel like in the newer ones, it's just like the different colored ghosts, the ghost types. It's not personalized. And so that's one thing that I really hope that Luigi's Mansion goes back to, maybe in a fourth one with Switch 2. But Luigi's Mansion 3 was a lot of fun. The story was fun. The whole thing where Luigi becomes the main protagonist and Mario gets lost or gets kidnapped or whatever, it's kind of a cool spin because it allows Luigi kind of become the hero and get over his fear. And so, gotta love it. Have a great time with that. I was Luigi for Halloween this year, so my boy, he's doing well. So
that's right. Yeah, super fun game. I can't knock you for that one because that one I played through it. It looks really good on Switch too. I'm excited for the next iteration. Okay, last 2 left. Number 2, man, and this one was hard. I felt like I couldn't put both of these games on here, so I'm going with the more recent iteration, which I think is better, and that's The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild obviously is an amazing game, and Tears of the Kingdom only built on it. I think it took a lot of great things, added in some really fun aspects to it. And so overall, I think Tears of the Kingdom is a slightly better game, and so that's why it goes in the number two spot for me. Yeah, I mean, what's there to say? The expansiveness of the game, the building, the different weapons, like you can build and merge stuff now in this game, and that's just really cool. The enemies fighting, all of it is just, it's top tier. The exploration especially is just super fun. I think I have 150 plus hours in this game. Nothing to scoff at. But Zelda is in a really great spot. I'm really excited for what Nintendo's going to do next with Zelda. But Tears of Kingdom, in my opinion, was peak, and so I'm excited to see what's next.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have done a list without putting Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom up there. So, yeah, kudos to that. Well, my one in the number 2 spot is actually Animal Crossing New Horizons. So, a lot of people out there, I don't know how, the Animal Crossing fandom is pretty big. But for those of you watching the video, you might be thinking, well, why is that in your top 5? honestly, Animal Crossing is something that is just such an easy, chill play for me. I have very fond memories playing the first Animal Crossing on GameCube back in the day. Still own the game. Going back and playing it actually is quite funny because it's not as fun to play nowadays because it's just the rudimentary way that they made that game for the old graphics. But the new one, New Horizons, I mean, that's the reason I actually bought the Switch. I bought it during COVID time, and played the heck out of that game, and just love being able to form your own island. Kind of, you get a lot of customization options these days with Animal Crossing, and I got to do a lot of really cool things that I just wanted to try out. So, Animal Crossing is just a fun, chill play, and I think the longevity in the game is why I love it so much, because it's not something that you spend $50 buying and then beat it within like a month. You actually can play that forever and ever if you really wanted to. So that's number 2 for me.
Yeah, we both played the heck out of that game. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait for the next one as well. And Austin, I know we talked beforehand. We are aligned on number 1 here, and that is, of course,
Mario Odyssey.
Odyssey. That's right. It is. It's my favorite game personally. I had an absolute blast playing through it. Super fun. To me, the greatest aspects of it are the movement you have with Mario, like the freedom. You're able to, the way you can jump, use Cappy to get around easier. The collecting of the moons, the different outfits you have, the different kingdoms are all really well done. Just a super fun playthrough. A lot of nostalgia thrown in there for the true Mario fans. So top notch, top tier. Mario Odyssey is number 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not enough you can say about this game. It's a beautiful Mario game. Like it's polished in my opinion. Like still playing it to this day. Came out in 2017. Still looks really well done. I mean, Bowser's Fury, Super Mario 3D World really kind of expanded upon that open world style that Odyssey had set up a little bit. But just the different outfits you can have with Cappy, the story is very just like fun and whimsical. Like the villains with the rabbits and obviously the Bowser aspect where he's trying to marry Peach and all those different things. Like heck of a game. I think that what makes this game so special is it expanded upon what like Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine like was kind of leading towards. Like I love Super Mario Sunshine. I'm not shy about that, even though people hate that game. Like Odyssey, it really did kind of up the ante from
Absolutely.
Sunshine. It did what Sunshine did so well and just kind of made it of its own. Instead of you having Flood, you have Cappy. And so I love this angle that Mario is doing with their 3D games, where there's always this like special element that Mario has on him. And I really hope that the next Mario 3D game with Switch 2 does that something similar. If it's not a sequel to one of these games. So Mario Odyssey, you can't go wrong with a Mario 3D game. It sold so many copies. Still to this day is talked about. Iconic characters, iconic worlds. So keep on doing 3D Mario, Nintendo.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to wait too long till the next one gets announced and revealed and put out. Well, that sums up the list. I think personally our lists are pretty good. I'm sure that you guys have some comments and concerns about what our list were. Please let us know. Put them in the comments. Let us know what you think, what your top 5 are for the Switch, and then tell us maybe what games you're excited for Switch 2. Thanks for coming here to get your fandom fix, guys. I'm Jonathan. This is Austin. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.